Hi, so I'm doing this video for Mademoiselle Toffee. I think this is the second request. God love you for requesting these things. And she was wondering about my hair and eating habits and such. I have done a hair video already, so I'll have to post that up. And in regards to eating habits, okay. I don't know if anyone's going to find this interesting or not, but let me start off by saying I'm a huge foodie. I have eaten grown men twice my size under the table. There have been times where I've gone out for lunch and ordered 2 lunches. You know, I have also been known to, you know, scream out food in the middle of the night as I'm sleeping. You know, everything's all like, oh, nice, and all of a sudden it'll be like chicken, salad, roti. I mean, it's just retarded. So I'm quite food obsessed, kind of like my cats. Like mother, like daughter, I guess. I don't know. I have, you know, picked out food for the week. You know, I get excited about on Tuesday I'm going to have that pasta at Marcello's, and then I'll have one, you know, at Don Francesco's, and then I'll have Thai at so-and-so, at Royal Thai. I mean, it's just crazy. It kind of, you know, keeps me going throughout the week. So let me start off by saying that. So I'm not a proponent of diets, restrictive diets. I think, well, first off, look, it's just genetics. Plain old genetics. I can't take any credit for any of that. I've always been quite slim most of my life. When I was in my teens, I was probably a little bit rounder, but, you know, baby fat and all. And so I didn't, I was really quite active, so that again clicked in the metabolism quite young, and got away with it for a really long time, I have to say. You know, I really am so thankful and feel a lot of gratitude for it. I kind of, you know, didn't think much of it then, growing up, you know, in your teens and your 20s and such. And then, oh, can you hear my stomach? I'm thinking about food already. It's like, roar. Anyways, Lord, I hope you can't hear that. That's so embarrassing. Anyways, so I think that, you know, I've been really lucky where I like full meals. If I eat, you know, if I have snacks, I don't like snacking necessarily on chips and things like that, although, you know, once a month I do, and I think you all know what I mean. Hint, hint, wink, wink, you know, nudge, nudge. But I tend to like full meals, and, you know, I'm a huge baker and I like to cook, and I'm, you know, so completely type A in some ways that, you know, if I'm making a meal for somebody, I have to make everything from scratch. You know, what, we're going to have bread with that? I better bake that bread. We're going to have dessert? I better bake that pie. You know, I'm kind of goofy that way. So I tend to love fruits and vegetables. I've always been that kind of gal, you know. In the summertime, I mean, stocked, filled with fruits and vegetables. So there's a lot of that going on. I think one of the big, huge things is I haven't eaten fast food, traditional, you know, McDonald's, Burger King, any of those kinds of things, in probably over 25 years, maybe even longer. It just always upset my tummy. And I just didn't particularly care for the taste. So because I'm a foodie, it's all about flavors and food. So, and I'm sure you can see it on YouTube somewhere, where there's been a lady who has been carrying around, or not carrying around, but keeping a McDonald's cheeseburger and fries in a lunch pail. I think probably now it's going on 4 or 5 years. And if she was to show you that, they are completely pristine. It looked like she just order them, and these things are years and years old. So you know right away that's not food. You know, anything food, organic, degrades with time. It's a biological. I'm gonna have a brain fart here. Anyways, as you know, anything organic, it decomposes and rots and degrades because it's a natural thing. So she's been walking around with this thing, and once you see that, you just go, you know, thank God. And for any of you who don't know, please, you know, Google that or YouTube that. You'll be quite shocked and quite amazed. And so I think that's number one, a huge thing. Stay away from that altogether. And I think we're really, really lucky in Canada where we do have fast food, but you know, if I'm on the go, I'll do a jug of juice and just have one of their flat breads or their wraps, and they're really, really tasty, and they're actually really, really good for you. They're made with real ingredients. So that's that. So no fast food, like all natural kinds of food. Oh, you know what? I got onto this thing quite a few years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and it's by Silver Hills. I believe that's the company. I hope it's available worldwide. And they make this bread called squirrely bread, and it's bread made without flour. And I'm a bread and butter kind of girl, you know. If I lived back in the day and they sent me to the Bastille and were like, only bread and butter for you, I'd be like, oh, happy days, yay. You know, I mean, it'd just be, I love it. If I could get a big, thick piece of dense bread and just slap some butter on that, and you know, when you bite into it and it, you know, you bite in and it's like half your face is gone because the bread's so thick. Oh, God, I'm digressing. Okay, anyways, it's squirrely bread. And it's kind of got a nutty flavor. There's sunflower seeds. It's really, really tasty. And because, you know, I can use that for if I make, say, whole wheat pasta and I want to have some bread and butter with it rather than the big white roll, maybe I'll do some squirrely bread for sandwiches, for breakfast when you're having, you know, your eggs and bacon and things and toast. You know, I'll replace any kind of bread. So that has been a real, real help. Non-floured bread, that particular one, delicious. And then, honestly, you know, I can't get away with not exercising anymore. I could for a really long time, most of my life. I never really exercised. I'm a huge walker. I walk everywhere. It's sort of, if I go to the market, when I lived in Grand Island, if I went to the market, I would carry all the groceries and just walk around. I've been known to go on, you know, walkabouts. I'm not in Australia. I live in the city, but I'll call it that because I'll just take off and walk around for 4 or 5 hours in the beautiful sunshine. And, you know, as I'm acquiring things on the way, I just carry them. So, I haven't driven a car in 15 years, although I'm going to probably have to drive now because I've moved a little bit farther out. So, walking, huge. Fresh foods. I have to exercise now. It's, you know, I started getting a little bit of jubbly jub right in the center, just soft, you know. I don't tend to gain weight. I tend to get soft around my belly. And I don't like, you know, rock hard abs or anything like that. I like a little, you know, if you were to close your eyes and stroke, you know, rock hard abs and then sort of fleshy ones, the fleshy ones would feel better. It would just be a sensorial, it just feels comforting and it feels better. It might not visually look better, but so I like a little bit of, you know, flesh there. But I do have to exercise now, and because I really don't enjoy it, I'd much rather be active. I go for classes. I don't do weight training, things like that on my own. I just forget it. So I go to classes, and then, you know, I follow along for an hour or so. So I do that minimum once a week. I've gone as far as 3 or 4 times a week. I haven't been able to sustain that. But if I kind of level it off with the walking around and stuff once a week, it's great. I will try and do the elliptical sometimes for about 40 minutes. So really, you know, there's really not any tricks to it, is there? I wish there was. I'm not about taking any of those pills and fat blockers or those kinds of things that people do. I don't, you know, kick in my metabolism this way, that way. I don't tend to be quite clinical. When it comes to that, I just think common sense. I really enjoy the taste of food, and so when you have that, sometimes eating more processed food is bland and it's not quite tasty. So perhaps being a foodie has helped me because, you know, I would just go for really savory foods and then I'm satiated. I'm like done. So, you know, the baking has been a bit of a problem because I love to bake cookies and pies and things like that, and I have been known to just sit there and devour a whole pie. And of course I do it in a way where small slice first, and then, oh, I'm up in the kitchen grabbing a little something, oh, maybe just a little couple more, you know, and then I'm constantly making trips and doing little mores, and then the whole pie's gone. So I have done that and paid for it. So it's about balance. My God, this was a ramble. Holy, almost 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to tune off now, and I'm sure you guys have tuned out long ago, so thanks so much for asking, and thanks so much for watching.